All right, good morning, everybody. Syn here. I'm just going to go over the meeting notes that we had and just kind of give a recap of the meeting. First and foremost, I want to thank everybody. We had close to plus 70 involved in the channel at that time for our meeting on that Sunday. I know some of you couldn't make it, so naturally we want to make sure that we can convey the information to you two, and then also have a recap video so that way everyone knows, what's going on. There was quite a bit talked about in a 30-minute period. So we'll start with, we did intros. I want to kind of go over the leadership structure. There's the general manager, that's me, I'm Syn, / Tobias. Nice to meet you. We have guild leaders and then guild captains. Guild leaders are responsible for administration and function of the guild, hosting events and other elements in that area. Guild captains are leaders in training. They're assistants. They're working on a couple of things per week, per month, so that way they can get up to the same standards that I hold for all of the guild leaders, so that way we can make sure that the guild has the functioning systems in place that are going to create the most success for us overall. So what I wanted to talk about as far as in the meeting, we covered first and foremost Mythic Dungeon Groups. What we did was we created a Word document concept that allows us to be able to have you guys form up your own teams. We didn't want to mash people together by creating, certain roles and characteristics of people, mashing them together and having some sort of conflict come out of it. So what we did was we just put up the roster sheet. It was a blank Word doc, and as of this morning, so in about 48 hours since its production, 36 hours, we've been able to have 7 teams form up. The concept behind it is this is going to be your Mythic team going forward. You need to make sure that you have a Mythic team captain. They're responsible for administrating when you're going to be raiding the dungeon content for the Mythic Pluses, Mythic, so that way you can make sure you're maximizing your gear potential between now and September 4th reset. They're also going to be responsible. You try to want to get your weekly clear. We talked about also, capitalizing on the gear exchange system, which allows you, for example, like say you have a monk, rogue, demon hunter, and then maybe like 2 clothies, so you got like a priest and a mage. This will allow you to be able to exchange gear really effectively. Another one would be, for example, warrior, death knight, paladin heal, and then you can throw in another warrior, whatever. We'll call it heavy metal as far as like the group design. The entire concept is allow as you do the attempts together in your construct, you'll be able to sit there and hand the gear around. In turn, that means you'll be able to level up a little quicker. It's not really that relevant now, but it's kind of like a way to just think about it like in the future for future applications for like when new releases and things like that come out. We're going to be looking for raid leaders for the Friday, Saturday night team. It's going to be a council concept with 3 to 5 leaders involved, with 1 leader being the head of the team, and then the other 2 to 4 players there to assist with making sure that people are set up, making sure that they're communicating with Jamie, our bank manager, for any supplies that they might need, and in turn also, with the farming and the other objects that are required for us to be able to get content together and get that kind of stuff, organized and ready to go on a consistent basis. Remember, the raid times are going to be Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday for the first team. That's going to be between 8 and 11. Our second team is going to be Friday, Saturday, 9 to 12. And then there's potential talks of a Sunday, Monday, Tuesday team coming up. And then we're always trying to get, a plug-in day. We're trying to get as many times as possible per week. So if you're interested in being a raid leader for a team, get with me. The only thing that I ask is that if you are going to take on the responsibility of being a raid leader, you live it up to the standards that we have in place for the systems involving what a raid leader, raid captain is supposed to do. Initially, we were pushing for a lot of the guilds in the realms. We're pushing, especially top tier guilds. We're pushing like in the 353, 352 area. We discussed that, and without having specific elements in place, like I was talking about involving the Mythic Dungeons, it makes it very, very difficult to be able to do that. As far as organizing, having multiple alts run, whatever, to be able to pass the loot around. So we're going to shoot for a 345 plus. That doesn't mean by now till Tuesday, oh, I got my 345, I'm good. Try to push as hard as you can. Clear your mythics, get your reps. If you've got crafting, get the crafting pieces taken care of. Neck upgrades, rep, that rep with the COA, make sure that's your active contract from Friendly Forward. Try to get to Revere, try to get Exalted and those other ones there just to get a chance at those 350s. Right now, it's item number rules. Period. So even if the stats aren't your primary secondaries, they're still really effective, because the more intellect, for example, or strength that you have, etc., those elements there in turn pertain to you being more powerful overall. And then when we get into the rating, for your ability level, which will be dictated by logs, which we talked about for a good 5 solid minutes about, logs rule all. You know, as far as for DPS performance, mitigation performance, healing throughput will be up and down. It just depends because of the amount of healers that will be present to the amount of people that are being healed. But eventually those numbers will be there too, and we'll be looking at it. Like if a healer's healing 10% of their total ability, either we have too many healers or that healer's not doing their job. So we have to, do the investigation and find out what's going on. We're trying to make sure that everybody that does participate in the rating has their neck around. Try to push for like 2021. That's a really fair number to be able to get to. And like I said, COA rep as high as possible, hopefully into Revere because of the upgrades that you get with it. And then just kind of look at it from there and continue to work on your pieces and on those upgrades. I put the notes for the meeting in Raid Chatter. Remember, we have a ton of material for raiding material here. As far as for leveling, alt leveling, class videos, POVs. We're going to be streaming a lot of our team's executions, so that's going to be available too. Next week, we'll be having a raid meeting that's going to be on September 1st and September 2nd. By then, we're going to have all of our outlines written up. We're going to have some videos maybe put together, maybe not. It just depends. I'm debating whether or not I want to use beta videos to do comparison replays yet. I might wait for when, like I said in the raid meeting, in the guild/raid meeting, that the truth is, like, the top 200, top 500 might not show their techniques, as far as what they're doing when it comes to the replays and logs and whatnot, because they're going to keep them private until they get their clear and then, post it. But the reality is, like I said, say the top 200 or 500 do it, 501 is going to show theirs. There's going to be teams that are going to post it up and they're not part of that mix. They don't care. But it doesn't change the fact that the execution of it as far as damage taken, damage avoid, damage done, reflect into those performances. And in turn, it's a really easy indicator to be able to see, like where are they moving, why are they moving. And, we could copy that in minutes, to be honest, with each one of the videos. We'll also have some write-ups, though. Me and Murph, I got most of those done. Me and Murph are going to review them and have them ready to go, so that way they'll be posted, for example, in both of the raid teams' current channels. So that way you'll have these 7 documents that are going to go over all of them. And then I'll probably do like a TLDR, shots out, love that guy, a TLDR concept where I just kind of go over every single one of the bosses over like one sheet of paper and just kind of be like, stay out of the purple stuff, move to the left, do to the right when this happens, etc. Try to make it like a Cliff Note version just to make it easy so you have something printable or on your second monitor that help with performance. As far as September 4th, remember bonus rolls are coming out, so you also have your World Boss active weekly there. There are a couple of trinkets and other elements that are going to be available off those World Bosses. Remember, you're only going to get 2 currently. You only get 2 bonus rolls, and you can only stack up to 5 total for the tokens. I'd save them for your absolute maximum, opportunities. So, for example, if a boss drops, one of your bestest slots, it's a good time to use it at that point, especially, if the teams get into heroic within the first week, which we're projecting to do, especially with the amount of hours that we're going to be putting in. We should be in really good shape to be able to generate quite a bit of opportunity. So it's your discretion, though. I'll be honest. Here, I'll show this, for example. On this boss here from the World Bosses, his name is Hailstone Construct. This trinket, hands down, it's a 1401 bonus to intellect when equipped. It just goes off randomly. It's hands over twice as good as one of the best mythic trinkets that you can get for a healer, for example, and a caster, or anybody with mastery, for example. The 154 is nice, but it's the 1400 that really gives you the spike. So, like, if that goes off and it ends up spiking, for example, at a time when max healing throughput needs to be out or DPS throughput needs to go out, it's very, very powerful. So, for example, if that boss comes up, I'm going to use a bonus roll on that to try to get that, because it's that kind of performance. So, just kind of look for that. If you need any questions about simming and using the interface pawn, please do so. Go to Murphy. He'll be available for it, or Izzy. Both of them are pretty in-depth about that. Weak Auroras too. Make sure that you have your DBM all set up, or whatever you use. It doesn't matter, GTFO, whatever. Just make sure that you're active and you got it ready to go. And if you have any additional questions, like I said, I posted the notes for the meeting in the Discord. Just IM me. It's the easiest way. I have it on my phone, have it on my computer at work, have it on my computer at home. So have a blessed day. Love you all. See you in game.